Hello, Talking After Dark family. Glad to join you for another episode of Talking After Dark. Hope you guys have been well and things are really going good for you and your family. But let's get right to it. So let's call this video "Put It on the Table." So you finally met somebody that you think you like. They might even be marrying material. But one of the conversations that come up is the one that really hits home and causes you to think probably more than you've ever thought about anything else in this journey to finding the right companionship, the right relationship, the one that's suitable for love beyond love, which may lead to the matrimonial occasion. So the conversation comes up and it's called "Put It on the Table." So what is it that you're putting on the table? Some people call it bringing to the table. So what do you bring to the table when you are in search of your relationship and you've found that person that has been, I guess, consistent or have shown you the things that you need to see and the things that you want to hear, and they agree with each other. And you're at this perfect place where you realize that he's the one or she's the one for you. So here comes the time and opportunity to put it all on the table. So ask yourself, what is it that you're going to put on the table? So are you going to say that here are my finances, here is my love and my sexuality, here is my 401k, or here is my great companionship, here is my faithfulness, here is my loyalty, here is my job? So what about the things that you have chosen to put on the table? Are they things that make you who they are? Or are they just things that you do? Are they really who you are? Your money is not who you are. It's just resources. Your job is not who you are. It's just a job. Your sexuality is what it is, but at some point, somewhere along down the line, relationships have to exist without sex being such a huge part of it, because as people get older and mature, sex becomes less important. Intimacy never goes away, but the sex does, and it will at some point. If you're over the age of 50, then, you might be good till 60, 65, 70. But I can assure you that the quantity and the quality will somehow fade away, and you're going to have to find other points of interest, other things that is going to keep the relationship intact. So that's a good question to ask yourself, is what is it that you bring to the table? And not so much just what you bring to the table, what is the expectation of the other party expected to put on the table? Sometimes those things that go on the table are right for the basket, and sometimes they're just not. So do you decide at that point that maybe you made a mistake and this is maybe not the right one for you, because you either make more or less money, or you have more or less resources, or I don't know. But that is a huge conversation that needs to be and had to be discussed before you realize that this is the road that you want to travel, and you have to think about what's really important. I can tell you that at 40 years old, at 50 years old, at 60 years old, at 70 years old, a lot of times what we really want and what's really important is not the same. When we're 40 years old and we feel like we're going to live forever, and there are things that we just don't consider because we're youthful, we're healthy, we're vibrant, we're vigorous, was sexy and sexual and all that stuff. We got nice tits and nice butt and nice chest and nice abs and nice pecs. But they go away. They dissipate. You lose that. You don't have as much time as you thought you had as you get older, and and health begin to take its issues and its course, and retirement and all those other things set in. So the conversations are quite different as you get along the way. I just think that as we move in directions that appear to be ideal or perfect for us, and we have chosen someone that we feel like we want to spend that time with and give our all to, what is it that you're putting on the table? And are you putting it on the table holistically, or are you putting it on the table as an entrapment just to get what you want, or to convince someone that you might be the perfect candidate for them, the perfect solution to their problem, or whatever that might be? But you better think about what's really important, not just to him or her, but to you as well. You want to know that all systems are go. You want to know that for sickness and health means just that, for sickness and in health. Ride or die is just what it is. Ride or die, got you, no matter what, no matter how, no matter when, no matter where. At some point we have to consider where we've been and where we want to go, and where we've come from, and what courses of actions, what plans we're making to get to the other side of that. All of those opportunities or occasions before have been training grounds, battlegrounds. They have shown us, they have taught us how to conduct ourselves differently, how to do things differently, how to consider things that perhaps we hadn't considered before, or to consider things that we shouldn't have, and to put them on the side because they're less important as they were before. But nevertheless, the conversation should strategically be engaged in, that is going to provide for you answers and details about what's really on the table. It's almost like saying, take everything out of your pockets and put it on the table, and you decide for yourself from what's on the table whether or not that fits into your ideas, your principalities, your purpose, your intent, your commitment, your affirmation about who this person is, or about what this person brings to you that has nothing to do with the stuff that's on the table. I can probably almost assure you that the stuff that's missing from the table is probably the stuff that's much more important to you than what's really on the table. It's that stuff in the background. That stuff that just truly has to be considered much more than anything else. Those things that are in earnest, exemplary of who that person really is and how much you really mean to them. Most of the things on the table are probably going to be materialistic. But the things that's going to be the ties that bind, that's going to keep the relationship intact, that's going to, really, really give you what you need, it's probably not, it's not what's on the table. But it's there for the taking. But somehow or another, we have to figure out how to combine what's on the table with what's not on the table, and make it a total package, make it a total commitment, make it a total bargaining chip for whatever it is that you're seeking from this person. So listen, it's not that difficult. It's just an opportunity to have a conversation and a more, probably a more intentional conversation, because intentionality has to take its rightful place. It has to step in and declare its own truth. We can't just take for granted anything about anything when we're putting it all on the line. it's like a rope. People say that the chain is as strong as its weakest link. Maybe the rope is as tight as it is its weakest point. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's an opportunity for a conversation. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Have that conversation. Open the door and the window and be open and honest with yourselves and with each other, and determine that what's good for you and what's good for the other person as well. And hopefully together that you guys will find that you are evenly yoked, or you are a great match or a great fit for each other. Because what's really important is not just important to one, but it's important to both of you. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of things that people just take for granted, and they don't close the door or seal the deal on those things. And I think that those are things that really cannot be dismissive. We cannot just allow those things to just fall on the wayside. That has to be a conversation in earnest about what that picture looks like, not what we think it is, but what that picture looks like in totality. So listen, it's a great opportunity to have a conversation and dialogue about what's on the table. Just consider for yourself what does that look like to you, and when you consider what you're putting on the table, ask yourself this question: is that enough, or is it too much, or what are you not willing to put on the table? What are you holding back? What are you keeping to yourself? What are you waiting to see the stars in the sky open up or align for you to release it all or give it all? But whatever it is, have the conversation with yourself before you have that conversation with the person that you think is the right person for you. So at least you know what that picture looks like, not just from your perspective, from their perspective as well. But I guarantee you, it's a great opportunity for a great conversation. It's a hard and tough conversation, but a conversation nonetheless. So let me hear your comments. Share, like, and do subscribe. And always remember, share Talking After Dark.